So hello, it's Vlogtober day 3. It's Monday. By this point in the video you will have seen my journey to work, a snapshot of my lunch and my journey home, making for thrilling viewing, I'm sure. It's now 6:10. I've been home for about an hour-ish, maybe a little less. I can't remember what time I walked in the door. It was my first day back today after being really poorly last week. Still not 100%, still struggling a bit. Work was a bit of a nightmare today. It was a case of if it could go wrong, it kind of did. Our systems crashed due to various things that came back online, but it now means I've got most of today's work to do tomorrow. Yay! So it looks like I'm having an early start tomorrow, which is great. But to make up for it, I got home from work and my husband very nicely, look, cider. So cheers, I don't mind if I do. So I should point out, this is actually a proper cider glass that my parents bought us when we got married. I think they bought it because they thought it was for Mr. S. They were quite surprised when I turned around and said, no, it was me that wanted the cider glass, because I am, first and foremost, a Somerset girl. I'm not really a true Brummie. And although I haven't lived in Somerset for many, many years, as you can probably tell by my accent, can't take Somerset out of the girl, no matter how hard you try. And I do love my cider. So that's really nice to come home to. So thank you, Mr. S. As I say, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, it's gone 5 o'clock here, so, you know, I'm allowed. So I'm tired. This video, again, I feel like I'm not really doing very well, am I? The first 3 videos of Vlogtober have been, well, less than stellar, let's be honest, because I haven't really been doing a great deal. I really hope that next weekend there'll be more stuff going on for me to film. Through the week it is a bit of a struggle, because literally I am out of the house. Most mornings I'm out of the house for about 7. This morning I was out of the house for 10 to 7 because I was in earlier. Tomorrow I'm going to probably be out even earlier because I want to be in work early. So I don't really get much chance to film up this morning. I thought to myself, I got down to my bus stop and I was on my own, and I was like, yeah, I can like talk to camera. And as I went to do it, I saw somebody coming along towards the bus stop, and I was like, oh damn. So I couldn't, unfortunately, because, not being funny, but at like 10 to 7 in the morning, I don't really be talking into a video camera with somebody stood next to me, because they probably just think like I'm a complete and utter lunatic. So I still find filming in public really difficult, but just a bit weird. Like this morning I felt a bit weird filming on the bus. I tried to sit in the front seat on my own, and I was going to film some of the bus journey home, but it was a bit difficult because I had people sort of stood by me and people getting on and off the bus, so I didn't. So the bit I did film that you will have just seen is the part of the journey where husband picks me up, because he's very kind and he picks me up halfway home, so it makes my journey a little bit shorter. I have to say, it's the weather has most definitely changed. I was so cold this morning, and I'm not a cold person, I'm usually quite warm. My hands were cold waiting for the bus, and I was actually cold in the office. But it's been such a gorgeous day, but that sun's at that weird angle as well. I was walking back tonight and I was like that, oh, I can't see. In fact, it's so lovely that I'm going to, I can't speak, turn my camera around so you can just see out my window. It's such a beautiful evening here in Brummieland. I don't really have a great view out of my bedroom window, but I can, if I really look carefully, I don't know if I can really zoom in, but you can actually see that right in the distance, even though I live in a really suburban area, we do have a little bit of like sort of open land and a little bit of countryside. It's funny actually, I live quite close to the edge of the borders of Birmingham. You don't have to go that far beyond where I live to actually go to less suburban areas. So it goes to show actually that even in a big urban city like Birmingham, you don't have to go that far out of it actually before you come to some really lovely countryside. If ever you're over in Birmingham and you fancy a bit of a change, there's places like the Lickies, which isn't that far from me, and it is actually quite nice, and you get quite high up and you get really good views, well, unless it's a smoggy day. And we do get quite a few of those in town. So yeah, I just thought that was lovely. And I must admit that sometimes when I get home from work, the one thing I like to do, I'm just going to put this down, the one thing I do quite like to do is quite often I will come up and I will sit in our bedroom and I'll just sit and just look out the window, just look at the sky. It's almost like a bit of, I don't know if it's a bit of mindfulness or quite what it is, but it just helps me sort of digest the day that I think I've just had. Sometimes when the weather's nice, which it's not really warm enough now, I'll come home and I'll sit out in the garden and just look up at the sky. And I think it's nice when we have such hectic lifestyles to be able to have just even 5 minutes where you can just come out quietly on your own and just look at the sky. I watch the planes going over, and it just gives you that chance to clear your head, which is so needed in our life, because you've got social media constantly going. I get in from work and I'm terrible. I put the computer on and I put Twitter on and I put Facebook on and I look at Instagram and I'll check my followers on Twitter, or if my follower account's changed, and I'll go and see and I'll check all of that, and I faff about on Facebook for God knows how long, and got my little tablet and I put my chef game on that. And sometimes it's really nice just to step away from the electronic side of life and all the social media. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love social media, I really do. I think without it, I think I would struggle, because I think when you live a really, you know, when you're working and when you've got other things going on, sometimes it's good. It's a good way of keeping in touch with people, especially when you're scattered all over the place. Like I'm, you know, with lots of people that I know through blogging, it's a really nice way to keep in touch. But it is good. I find now actually as well that on the bus to and from work, and I've just remembered that I've left my iPod at work on charge. Oh, what a numpty, that's just reminded me. Such a plonker. Oh well, at least be fully charged when I get into work in the morning. I used to always be on my phone in the mornings on my journey to work, Facebooking, whatnot. And I've stopped doing it because I put my headphones on and I put my music on now through my iPod. I always used to put it on through Spotify. But I put it on through my iPod. I'm very old fashioned. I've got an old, like, classic iPod with the wheel in the middle. It's not even an iPod Touch. I'm like proper old school, but I do love it. It's really chunky. And like, I don't know, it just feels really sturdy, but I love it to bits. And it's got a lot of music on it. And I've just stopped and I just put my headphones on now and I like listen to my music and I just like drift off a little bit before work in the morning, and I think that does me good. I find it really hard, it sounds really daft, I find it really hard to cope with the chatter and the noise of the bus first thing in the morning. I can cope with it on the way home, but not so much on the way in. I prefer to have my headphones in and just be a bit sort of on my own and just in my own little world. I think probably because I'm still tired and I'm waking up. I can't believe I left my iPod at work. Oh, I'm such a plonker, I really am. That just about sums up the kind of day I've had today, where I just literally, everything's just fallen out of my brain, like bleh. I really don't know what I'm doing. But what I probably should do is I'm going to show you what I wore to work today, because it's really weird, because like I'm not blogging at the moment, so I'm not sharing any of my outfits via the blog, and because I go out to work early in the morning, I just haven't had time. I feel like I'm really zoomed in. Oh, I'm zoomed in more there. Oh, that's better. I haven't really had time to Instagram, because quite often when I used to do the school run and then go on to work, I'd have time in the morning to sort of get up and be a bit more leisurely and Instagram my outfits. Now, literally, I get up and I go downstairs, I grab my bag, grab my stuff, literally sit down for 5 minutes, check everything is in my bag that I need, because that's like really important, and then I'm out the door and I'm gone. So I don't get a chance. So I'm going to turn around and hello, and show you what I'm wearing. So this is a like t-shirt. Well, it's not really t-shirty. This is a dress from New Look. Now not last week, the week before, New Look had a flash sale. Now I have the New Look app on my phone, which isn't always the best of ideas because it makes it very tempting, because I get the little notifications pop up to say, oh, we're doing $1.99 next day delivery for the next 24 hours. But I got one to say we're doing a flash midweek sale. And I was like, right, I'm going to have a look. So I've been eyeing this dress up for ages and it was reduced. If I can put it down, you can see. And if I do that, it's got like little black things there. It was reduced to £11.50, and I thought, you know what, for that price, bargainous. So I grabbed it, I stuck it in my basket, and then they were also doing the $1.99 next day delivery, so it made it even better. So I wore that, and then I wore with it my new, hang on, I'm going to go down that way, my new brogues from Primark. I love Primark shoes. These were £10, and I'll only really get one winter out of them, because before that my other brogues that I was wearing were New Look, and they literally died last year. I think they had holes in them, and I just had to say goodbye. But I love these, and they say they're a new improved fit, which I've got to say, actually, I think they are, because they're really quite comfy. I've done all day in them, and I've walked around, and it's really nice. I love how my Lindy Bot dress there is trying to make a bid for freedom out the door. In fact, while I'm thinking about things as well, because this is how my brain's going today, I'm just like, bleh. I went into Primark and they've got their winter scarves in. And if, like me, you're a big fan of winter scarves, they're doing these great big huge scarves. It's so big that I kind of need to move back a bit. They're £4 each, and they're really, really wide. I mean, various colours. I went for this colour because it will go with my navy blue coat. what I like to wear. If you're near a Primark and you want a winter scarf, these are lovely, and I would definitely recommend it. And if you've looked at this dress on New Look's website, again, I'm walking into my bed. God dear me, I'm really not with it today. I would definitely recommend this dress. It's like a bit stretchy, with like a sort of like knitted effect, but it's the stripes on there that I liked. And it's super duper comfy. Now I'm 5'4", and it comes to just over my knee, so it's a really good length actually. And oh dear, my throat keeps closing up. And I wore it to work today, and everyone was like, "Oh, you look really smart." Because last week when I was in work, last Monday when I was really poorly, I think I looked like a bag lady. I literally threw an outfit on, like the comfiest thing I could find, including a pair of trainers, and I just limped into work. And I was so poorly that I don't remember going home. I don't remember half the things I was supposed to do. And I was like a bit delirious, and I was trying to read stuff in the afternoon before I left work, and it was like reading hieroglyphics. If you've ever watched Parks and Recreation, which obviously I love, there is an episode called Flu Season where they're all really ill, and you see Leslie literally like that, like she's like, whoa, and just she says, you know, have you got change for the cab, because it was all in hieroglyphics, I couldn't understand it. And that is how it felt last week when I was starting to be really poorly. Whatever this bug is, honestly, it's awful. It's gone all around where I work. Loads of other people have had it. People's children have had it. So if you do get this, I'm really sorry for you, because it knocked me really badly. So, and I'm still recovering. So that's Monday. Always kind of glad when Monday's over, though I don't really. It sounds awful. I don't actually really mind Mondays that much. I know that Monday's always like a bit, but it's like meant to be our quiet day at work. It wasn't today. It was a bit silly. So I don't really mind them. Tuesdays, no, I don't like Tuesdays. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. I don't like Tuesdays. I've got a lot of work to get through tomorrow. And Tuesday's a busy day in our house because it's a Cubs night for Oliver. So it's always a bit of a rush. Like I get him from work, and usually he and his dad are just like rushing out the door to go to Cubs, because I'm invariably home late on a Tuesday because we have like a lot of work going on at work. And then we sit down for a bit, and then we sometimes go down to Asda, and then we have to go and get him the Cubs. And it's just one of those. I've never liked Tuesdays. I don't know what it is about Tuesday. I always used to say, whatever job I've done, it's always like crap query Tuesday. I always get, it's one of those, isn't it? So we'll see anyway. And I'm just watching the sun go down behind my camera. It's just so lovely. So I think I've waffled enough really for day three of Vlogtober. Only how many days to go? Oh, goodness knows how I'm going to fill all this content all these days. You're going to be sick of me by the end of it. I'm going to be sick of myself. So it just really leaves for me to say a final farewell and a thank you for watching. Oh, I look really beautiful because all my makeup's pretty much slid off at this point. So, I do terribly attractive. So anyway, if you want to, you can go and check out my blog at www.nattynikki.com, although it is on a bit of a hiatus, but there is still stuff there if you want to see it. Twitter at GamerGirl0621 and Instagram at NattyNikki. So that's it for day 3 of Vlogtober. Who knows what tomorrow's going to bring? I don't know. I'm probably going to look like a complete bag of poo because I'm going to be really busy, and I don't know, I'll probably just at the camera tomorrow. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!